make a public service announcement saying that pants are an option
In America.
Thank
In
you.
America.
Next time. Ah. I like to mention that. No, like you keep the me like getting super upset about it. So I want to hope that people don't know that I do the next time voice. And they're like, who does that? Who do they get to do that? He sounds so deep. Ooh. It's some Milwaukee mother that's just like she's very Midwestern and and sensitive about this thing. Yeah, and I just do that, and she says, "Oh, Jesus!"
You're like the honest cheerleaders guy for this podcast.
Somebody has to be fucking honest around here.
All right, and so over the internets as well, we have the king orders are always absolute. The one, the only, Justin Graffius.
And the king orders you to, whenever you are in your car at night, make
Take
sure
a
to
few
check
minutes.
the back seat. If you don't, you'll die.
I always check the back seat of my car when I get into it at night. Fun fact.
Really?
I do too. I do
Yeah.
too.
Cause like I know it's just gonna be one day where I'm like, yeah, there's nothing back
Nothing
there.
there.
And then somebody stabs me in the neck, just like fucking stabbing me.
Or just pokes you in the butt, but
Yeah, just he like slips it through the crack between the top half of the seat and the bottom half of the seat, and it just goes directly in my asshole. Ah! Mr. Nepp isn't here. I think we should establish that.
yeah, he decided that his computer can no longer handle anything anymore.
This
I
is, I guess,
think we decided that.
this is technically the first episode he's actually missed.
Yeah,
I mean, he disappeared for literally 2 hours of an episode. It was like 3 hours, honestly.
yeah, but like, yeah. So his Google Hangout.
That was the
isn't
Bebop
working.
episode, wasn't it?
It was.
I think.
Maybe.
I think it was.
Maybe?
Wow, great. I'm glad none of us are paying attention during this show. Bees? Bebop?
Bees?
Yeah, he's been DMing me on Twitter because apparently that still works. Just being like, I want to record the podcast from my phone, and it's telling me that there's an error when I try and join. I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
So this might be the last Google Hangout version of this show, at least for the rest of this year, which would be 2 more
Unfortunately.
episodes. Yeah, we'll
But-
we'll make it work.
We'll try.
He's getting a new computer next year. He said that.
Thank God.
He just DM'd me again. So what happened? We might have hung up on him on Skype.
Just a little bit. Sorry, Nap. I'm so sorry. Anyways, so do we have any house cleaning? I don't think we do, actually.
Yeah.
Other
just-
than, other than Extra Life happened.
well, I mean, there's 200 episodes of Rational Passions podcast now.
That's true. That
What?
did happen. We did mention that last episode, though. So
Well, that was beforehand. Now we're in a post 200 world.
I know it's weird, right?
Yeah, you can
Now it
watch
gets boring.
a video where like nothing works and everything's falling apart, and you can actually see my mental state deteriorate throughout that show. Like I watched the beginning and then I watched the end of the video when we decided just like let's just turn off the video and continue with the audio show. And
Wait,
I
that
look,
actually happened?
yeah, I look like a wreck. I just look so stressed out. Like I think I lost 10 pounds in like that 2 hour time span of just stress.
Yo, bro.
Yeah. So go look at that.
Weed every day.
Exactly. I smoked weed every day and now I'm fat and unstressed again.
I knew it. So I didn't really meet you at Extra Life.
Yeah.
So yeah, so episode 200 happened for IP.
Yep.
And then
The audio
right
version is perfect. Don't worry. It's wonderful. Listen to it.
right after that was Extra Life.
Yeah, which you can still donate to.
Yep, you can do it all the way up to January 1st. Yep.
Next year
And
it's going to be MupX-ified. And we're gonna
Mup
do
Extra Life. Huh?
Up Extra Life. It's just an anime-thon for 24 hours.
Yes.
Fuck, man. If Greg produces it and I don't have to worry about that shit, fuck, I'll do that. Fuck IP. I'm done with this shit. No. I was actually thinking, like, I had this serious thought, like, last night of just, What if I like call up Rob from Game Crashers in New York and be like, I'll drive up to New York if you produce Extra Life, and I'll just hang out with you while you play games for 24 hours, as long as I don't have to fucking deal with that shit down here.
I'll join you. Since
See, but like no one else could come with me.
No, I'd find you. I'd hunt you down.
Hunt me down, find his apartment somewhere in New York, break in. No, yeah, Extra Life is good. Just go to the short link is bit.ly/IPEL2014. You can still donate there.
Yep. And then we recovered for a while. Now we're back doing this, guys. So let's get into some anime.
Happy Halloween.
Cora.
Yes, happy Halloween to everybody. We kind of missed it.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
For all they know, we're recording this on Halloween.
We've
I might have
already-
We are
We already
recording.
told them that we were recording in November.
Shush! I never said that outright.
Yeah, you did.
I said it's not October. It could be September. This is we fucking thought ahead with this shit, huh?
Huh?
Yeah, anyways.
I use my crystal ball to know I'm stressed during episode 200.
Anywho, let's get into some anime, guys. Alex, let's go first.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here for the whole show. I figure it's worth noting ahead of time because we're recording at probably the worst time we've ever recorded.
Yeah.
Probably.
Most of it's my fault. Some of it's maybe Justin's
You know what?
fault.
It's a little bit on everybody because, we all have packed schedules. Nep's not here because his fucking computer's broken and he won't delete all of his porn. So it's also his fault. Let's be fucking real right here. So I'm going to talk about this month's anime in my segment as well because I'm not going to be here for the discussion probably. But other things. First, I've been actually reading manga. I'm going to get this out of the way at the front. Which, I mean, like, it's a special occasion. Since we recorded the last episode, they announced the end date for Naruto, which is today, the day we're recording. Spoilers. And, yeah, so I've been reading the last 10 chapters of
I
Naruto.
swear to God, if you say anything
I'm not going to spoil it for you. It's really good. I like... What? What did you say, Justin? Everyone died. It's all a dream. Just buy into the dream theory. No, I mean, like, I haven't read the last chapter yet. The last two, actually. 699 and 700, I think is what it is.
Wow, 700 chapters. They only did 700. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a lot, though.
It's a lot,
like,
but compared to Bleach, it's nothing.
I know, but, like, you release one for every week, so, like, imagine 200 episodes of IP. It's, like, fucking 10 more years of that. 14 years of Naruto. That's a long fucking time.
It is. You're right.
So I've been reading it, which I'm not like a huge manga, excuse me. My white gentleman came out. But I really like Naruto, and I like it's weird because I usually watch the anime. I'm going to continue to watch the anime once it's all.
Season 12 needs to hurry up. It's a longer season than 11, which is so annoying.
Well,
I don't know why you're going by seasons. Just go by arcs. Season 12 is like the rest of this probably show. Just so you know.
It could be, yeah. But I'm gonna watch the anime all the way through once it's dubbed in English because I actually like the English dub. I think it's pretty good.
I do too, but
Greg does too. So
many people freaking hate it for whatever reason.
you know what? Like
Because believe it! And he only says it 5 times.
he only says it 5 times, and like that was so long ago.
Exactly.
No one cares. Like, get over it. The thing is, like, when it comes to something that is like import culture, there's always gonna be people that are like, you need to appreciate its original language and form. And I'm like, well, I like to appreciate it in my language and form too. Like, you fuck. Like, fucking people are saying like there needs to be Japanese voice tracks in all the Tales games. I'm like, I don't fucking care, dude. Like, give me the corniest voice acting in the English version that I can handle because it's funny and it adds character to the game.
Yeah, I agree.
And as
Also,
long as
I started watching Naruto in dub, so like watching the sub is weird to me.
yeah, like watching. I watched a couple episodes of Naruto sub, and it's like they get pretty good English voice actors to line up with like the sound of the Japanese voice actors, which obviously they have the money to do it. Most anime shows like they don't, but and also like watching that episode of Detective Conan in sub was fucking really weird for
It was
me.
weird.
Justin was obviously up here, and we didn't like watch anime together. He was just like, I'm gonna watch anime and you can leave the room if you want.
Pretty much.
But
Basically, self-taking over your house.
yeah, but my living room at the very least, but I'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, Naruto manga, you wouldn't know the only manga I ever like bought books of was Inuyasha. Fun fact about me. And I bought like way too many, like 30, 40 maybe. So
I have almost every issue of Shonen Jump. There's no such thing as too much manga.
but like imagine a 12-year-old Alex O'Neill with his fucking little bookshelf, and it's just all Inuyasha manga. It's a weird image in my head. But like I really like the show, and I wanted to know, and like that's actually a pretty good show adaptation as far as like manga to show goes. I know a lot of people obviously have complaints about others, Full Metal Alchemist being the prominent one, but Naruto has a bunch of filler, but other than that, it seems pretty much exactly the same.
Naruto's filler is very limited, though, compared to other shows.
It's super easy to skip too.
Yeah. You
Like,
can tell what's filler and what's not, really.
yeah, you're like, I don't know. Like, you go to an episode, it's like, well, he was fighting pain, and now it's like a flashback to when they were kids in the original Naruto show, and I don't think this is how this is supposed to go.
So I'm going to skip this shit.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, so it's the next 3 episodes? Okay, skip next. Oh, okay, we're back to this. All right, we're good. There's so much Naruto, like, if you were going to jump in right now, you could watch it for like 3 months and be skipping all the filler, and you still probably wouldn't be caught up yet.
I was on a quest to catch up.
Well, obviously, me too.
In like 1 month, I watched all of the original and caught up on Shonen Jump. Or not
It's
Shonen
funny,
Jump,
'cause-
Stupid and sorry.
Because like you did that like 6 months after I did that, and it was great watching you go on that journey. But yeah, I've been reading the manga. It's really good. I like this final thing that is happening. I'm sure like there will be plenty of people that be like, "This is dumb," but I'm like, "Yeah, this is what."
Don't tell me that.
I'm not-
because If,
well,
if it
like-
ends up,
It's like it's something that it could go either way. Honestly, like people who are fans of the show and manga might like it or they might hate it. It's like an arc. It's not like I'm not talking about like an event happens and there's a twist. No, I'm not talking about something like that. I was just like I'm ready. I'm on board for this, and I've been along for the ride, and it was
I can only assume what's going to happen, and now you're making me think of too many different things.
well, like
Alex.
that's on you, Greg. That's not on me.
I'm
Just-
aware of that. It's just that it's now going to bother me.
You've got so much distance between like what's happening, like the last thing you saw though, and what's happening like at the end, that like you don't have to worry about it. You'll be like, all right, yeah, I'm just along for the ride by the time you catch up, which was how I was, because there was a time when I was like, I don't want to watch the dub, and then I just started reading the manga, and that was weird when I did that, because like it's me. But yeah, then I just like read a bunch of it and caught up, and now apparently everyone's tweeting about it if you ask Nep. But like I haven't seen anyone tweet about it. That's just full of shit.
Clearly, we're just not following the right people.
Yeah, exactly. Like I retweeted something 2 weeks ago, and Nep's like, "Since when did you start following anime people?" I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I follow people who like things such as, but not limited to, video games and anime. So Naruto's good. I like all the big front page color features that they're doing on these last issues, because I like all the colors.
I like colors.
like colors.
I like colors, guys.
Oh.
I know I sound stupid. But yeah, it's just like it's like someone, if you've been a fan of it since like the first episode, which I was, like when I watched the first episode, because I'd heard of it, obviously, because fucking the character Naruto, his image is so popular. And then I was on board with it. It's like, oh, it's about ninjas. I like ninjas. Ninjas are fucking cool. They got magic powers and they channeled chakra and it's fucking cool. If you've been a fan of like the way the show started, then I think you'll be a fan of the way it ends. So,
All right.
anime. So last month we went on a journey.
Oh yeah, we get to catch up on the journey that is Alex's. I don't know.
My dive into
Yeah.
into certain things, a certain something.
Yes, a certain magical something.
So we watched a certain scientific railgun last month. Obviously,
Oh my god!
no. Obviously,
As we all
not
just throw up everywhere.
not the best show we've watched together.
Not
And,
by any
and like
means.
I watched that and like a bunch of all the other shows we watched previously. So like it was so much anime. I was in an anime mood by the end. And then I learned that, it was a spin-off of a certain magical index. So I was like, I'll watch that show. So I did in like 2 days. And I was like live tweeting the first episode to Greg and Nep because they're like, what is this show? So a certain magical index.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
talk about this. That show's fucking weird. I was like, I think my expectation, I had the wrong expectation going into it. I enjoyed it, to put it out there. There wasn't a single episode of filler, which I know is very difficult to comprehend. I think it was 24 episodes.
I still don't believe you.
And there was a moment where I'm like, oh, this is like, there's going to be a 2-part filler episode, right? And then it wasn't. And I was like, oh, shit. Twist. But like, I say there's not an episode of filler, and there isn't, because they're all like arcs that are important to like how it ends. Because like you're learning about this world of sorcerers. I'll get into like the nitty gritty in a second. But like some of them, like there's one where they go to a beach, right? And you're like, oh, this is gonna be the filler arc. But then some sorcerer shit happens, and then we find out more about the main character, who I can't remember his name for the life of me now, because it's been a month since I watched this.
The
We
guy
find
that
out.
has magical powers but doesn't know how to use them or something.
Well, no, the guy who is what are the things Esper. Thank you, Greg. I don't know how you remembered that. The guy who's an Esper, but it's like his Esper ability is to deactivate other Esper abilities. So like, how do you know how powerful that is?
He's like the neutron jammer of Espers.
He is the neutron jammer of Espers, and it's like he kind of like goes from being hesitant about his powers, but like wanting to use it, like fully embracing it, and like that's a cool transformation to see. Toma, yeah, Toma Kamicho. That's his name. We just put it out there.
That's it.
I'm not
No,
gonna,
that's it. That's it.
it's Toma, and like that's what Index calls him. Index is like this little nun girl. So basically, the show is he meets this girl who has all of these like ancient magical tomes in her head. That's why she's called Index, because she's an index. She's like a living index, and she can reference them when she goes into like this weird like kind of like living computer mode. But like there's this weird thing where, because she has all this information stored in her head, she has to have like all of her like humanly memories erased every year, which is fucked up if you think about it. So like she has all these people that like because she's like a super nice person who just cares about other people. So she has all these people that become her like closest friends, and they love her, and then she just forgets about them and just destroys their reality, which is like super depressing. And that's like some of the bad people, the antagonists in the show, are just like people who are like gone crazy because of this. They've become obsessed. So ironically, when Toma uses his power to basically destroy the seal that erases her memory every year, it fucking explodes his brain. This all happens in the first like arc, so if this is spoilers to you, I'm sorry. But like it explodes his brain and does permanent damage to his brain cells, so he loses all of his memories permanently, which is like, again, irony. I get it. So he wakes up in a hospital. He has no idea who the fuck this is, but he just kind of goes with it because he doesn't want to upset her. So it's an inverse of the situation, which I thought was pretty clever. And then like he's kind of like thrust into the world again. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I am really. So he meets like his old friends, and it's funny because you get his internal monologue of him like, fuck. And he's just kind of like trying to be like, yeah, this is how I act, right? And then like when he meets his family and stuff, and they play around with that in a weird way that I didn't expect. But the whole thing is like, instead of about espers, it's about sorcerers who use magic, which is a little different than like the biological super weapons that are espers.
Because those existed.
Shit right, they exist.
That is not canon.
Well, like Railgun, who's like a character in the show, she has her electricity powers, but like they function differently than magic powers, and he fights against both. But his power works against both, which is like why he's not. I don't know if he's exactly an Esper, but I haven't watched season 2 yet, so that could be a twist coming down the line.
Damn it, Alex.
So it's basically like him trying to protect Index. Like that's the whole plot of the show, and like you're learning more about this overarching sorcery villain. But it ends on a cliffhanger, which was from the English version of the show. It just came out in October, so I can watch it now. Of season 2 of the show.
Oh man.
But it's good. It's silly. It's got its lighthearted moments that I really liked, and like the two characters are really good. They really hold the show together, and their chemistry is really good. I mean, like it's not amazing, but it's got some like cool action. Like you see the other level 5. They're 5s, right? Level 4.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Sure.
Remember, like Railgun was like one of like level 5s, and like she was like the third best or whatever. You meet the first best,
Sure.
who's Accelerator.
Oh yeah, you talked.
I'll show you my accelerator.
Yeah, you know.
know.
So Toma fights him, and because he has the power to like stop other people's powers, he actually beats him, which is like a big deal because he's never been beaten before. And that guy is like a total prick. I don't know if you guys knew this, but once you get really powerful, you turn into a homicidal maniac.
I mean, yeah, that's usually how it works.
Let's be real, Greg. With you right now. So like I don't know. We talked about last month. Like Nep was saying that there's going to be an Accelerator show, and I'm actually like interested in that now because I know where it'll pick up because something happens that I won't spoil.
You're part of the problem, Alex.
You know what? If the Accelerator show is formatted like the Railgun show, where it's just like 2 episodes that are important and the rest is garbage bullshit, then I won't be happy. But if it's anything like Index, where it's like, this is all building to something, all of it, then it could be all right. I mean, Index is all right. It's like a 7.0 good. I liked it, and I would like to watch more of it, but it's not like the best show ever. It's pretty fun. It's a fun ride. So there you go. That's the definitive answer. There's something good to glean from all of this.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
I mean, like genuinely, like I don't know if you guys would like it, especially you, Greg. You might not like it.
I was not a fan of Railgun, so I'm probably not going to be a fan of Index.
It moves pretty slowly. Is the thing. Like its pace is fine for what it is, but it does move slowly. It's something you gotta just kind of get on board with. But I got through pretty quickly. I'm curious to find out what happens next. So I will keep you guys updated.
Oh,
I
I can't wait.
Just hearing from you is interesting enough. I don't think I need to watch the show to figure out what's going on.
Well, like the problem, because we talked about it, Greg, and the problem my expectation was that I'd be learning more about, like, I would get like a baseline of like, tell me about this world and how it works and its origins, and they don't touch on that like
at all.
They do a little bit, but they touch more on like the magic side of it, which is like that's the side that you see in Index, just like in Railgun, you see more of the Esper side of it. So it's like, they're all pieces that you have to kind of consume to get an idea of what the world is about, which is fine. It kind of reminds me of Ender's Game in that regard, but I do want to know more about the world. I want to know like how Esper started and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's how they pulled you in, Alex. They got you. They got you.
They get you with the lore, but like they introduced me to an entirely new aspect of the world that I didn't know about, but was also interesting. So I'm not too offended.
Well, that is good to hear.
Is somebody like
Yeah,
mowing down a tree?
There's a lawnmower outside. Just ignore it.
Some strategic noise removal will be in due.
It's fine.
The other thing, I watched Terraformers with Justin, which is the one about the cockroaches that allegedly ate people. They don't.
They don't because internet lies.
Yeah,
Surprise.
the internet lied to Justin, and Justin lied to me.
Wait, so you're not a cannibal?
No.
No.
Wait, so what do the cockroaches do?
They
Beat people up.
beat, squish. Like, the first thing in the first episode, they're like, would you... And somebody asks, like, do they eat us? And they're like... And then the one person gives them a dirty look, and they're like, would you go up to a cockroach and eat it right off the floor? No. You would squish it. And then that's what the cockroaches actually do. The terraformers do.
Yeah, they're just like big muscular dudes. They're like, I punch until you dead.
They're all from Russia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all
until you did.
They're all
like-
from Mars, man.
they're like cavemen, right?
Yeah, they're humanoid cockroaches. They don't have any speech except for like weird insect sounds, and they have some knowledge of what humans do, so they do it.
Yeah, and like they carry clubs and they're big and muscular.
That's really weird. So you got
So-
fucking played, Justin.
No,
Yeah.
I actually like it a shit ton. Which
Well, no, I can understand you like it, but the fact that you thought that people were going to be eaten.
Yeah.
actually, I don't mind that they're not eating either. Like, yeah, I'm kind of
I
glad.
prefer that way. Well, so I don't know what episode we watched. It was like episode 8 or something. Justin,
Yeah, it was like episode 4 or 5 or something like that. You were actually watching a good action scene.
Yeah, so like it was a very action-heavy episode. There's some guy named Alex on the show, and he's a
Do
bitch.
you like baseball, Alex?
I don't like baseball. Well, I mean, I'm indifferent to baseball. Like, I'm not like actively disliking it, but I don't pursue it. This Alex on Terraformers likes baseball though. So, explain this to me, Justin. They like the humans that have come to Mars to like be like, all right, we got to terraform Mars, right? And
They
like,
want-
oh no, these cockroaches here, we got to kill all the cockroaches. They like implanted themselves with like genetic DNA of other bugs to make them superpowered, right?
Okay, so
Oh,
21st century scientists and Earthlings wanted to get to Mars and make it habitable. So they thought of an idea of sending algae and cockroaches.
So we
to
know the
eat
premise. I want to know what these people that came after the algae and the cockroaches do.
Okay, so when they went to Mars the first time, they found the terraformers there, and they just beat the shit out of them, killed them, done.
Yeah.
So
That
they knew,
sucks.
all right, we need to find a way to fight back. So they implanted them with an organ that's also in the terraformers called the Mosaic organ, and they performed this operation with that and some kind of cell from another animal or insect kind of thing, and gives them the power to transform into that animal with human. Obviously, they're still human, and they have more strength and all that stuff of the animal and more. So they have this in them to combat the terraformers.
Yeah, like so. Like an example was like the woman, like the captain lady.
She
like,
turns into a blast ant, which is what it's called, a really rare species here on Earth. That if you would go to touch it or like,
if it's ever like
Right.
in danger,
it will
it
explode,
explodes.
and have like this acid on it. So
wait, so she dies? What?
no, she like goes up to the terraformers, touches it, and starts walking away.
So
And the
that
terraformers just stand there, and all of a sudden it just starts freaking like exploding from the inside and melting and stuff.
so like they
yeah.
repurpose what the insects do to make it like an offensive weapon.
Yes.
So like you got a bunch of different people like I'm a blast ant and I'm a gazelle or whatever the fuck and like
Someone's
I'm a
like an
cockroach.
eagle, someone's a hornet, someone's an eel, someone's a couple people are spiders.
that.
this? This is like the nightmare of shows. That
But like they don't like look like it. Like
No,
the
yeah.
lady gets like little ant antenna, and that's as
And
far as it
Montana,
goes.
her muscles change to sort of look like it, but not really. Like her like elbow part is like skinnier than her other arms, which is like bulged out because of how the
She's like
operation.
fucking swole as shit.
But she's super fast and all that stuff, and it's so good. I love this anime and manga.
So like the episode I saw was like them being like, all right, time to juice, and then they fucking roid up.
I'm the juice.
Yeah, because
It's
in or-
juicing time.
It's juice time. They drink their OJ. The fucking terraformer lady gets her skinny elbows and she juices up. She gets swole as shit. Starts beating the fuck out of the terraformers, and they start their heads blow up and acid's shooting out, and they're beating the shit out of them. And then the lady gets grabbed and pulled underwater, and it's like, oh no, because she took off the armor that lets her juice or whatever. So I'm just watching it, and like people are just like moving at like 1,000 times speed, and so are the terraformers, and like it's Dragon Ball Z happening on the TV screen with cockroaches, and it was pretty cool. It seemed alright. Like
It is like again, since you said you kind of enjoyed it, watch the like first episode. You'll get an idea of what is going on more, and then just keep watching. It's so good.
I'm not gonna lie, this show sounds more interesting than the last time
Greg,
we talked about it.
I think you might actually like it. It's like it's pretty cool. Like it's not offensive in any regard.
Well,
No, it's not. That.
actually,
It's
it's offensive to Japan because the first three, actually, all these episodes right now are censored.
Oh shit!
just
So they are. You didn't see any censorship, Alex, because they're only censoring humans. Like in the first three episodes, there are people getting beheaded, cut in half. Spoilers for this one, because this one's like mind blowing when you actually see it. Because I saw the uncensored one, because they showed them for 24 hours, and I'm also reading the manga too. But one of the terraformers grabs a person's head, Mortal Kombat's him, pulls his whole head out and spine. He looks at it, shakes it, turns it into a sword, and starts cutting people's heads off with the person's spine.
That's amazing.
I don't know if I'm like offended by that or kind of impressed.
I'm
But-
impressed that he managed to turn a human spine into a weapon.
It is awesome, and
He
seeing
fucking
it in
Gypsy
the
Danger
show,
that shit.
they censored it. So you're not seeing any of that. You're not seeing any of the heads on the ground because it's all freaking black dots and stuff. But Crunchyroll will be getting the uncut versions of them eventually.
Uncut, uncensored.
So I would personally say to wait for the
HD
uncut.
porn.
I mean, like, yeah, sure. I mean, you gotta watch the real shit. So, like, has there been like animal bug infusions and people that have gone like horribly wrong?
Well, in the first episode, they say that the operation for this to be successful is like 30%
Fuck.
or something like that.
Those are some slim odds.
But yeah, so it's like 30% or something like that that successful, able to pass this operation and able to go to Mars and do this operation.
Weird.
It's so good. Everybody should watch it.
Yeah, like I was worried that it was gonna be like super gross, but it's alright. And heaven forbid, just watch the censored version if you can't stomach the violence.
Yeah.
Which no one is blaming you if you can't. I'm not judging you.
And like I said, they're only censoring the human stuff. Like you saw, Alex, they were showing the terraformers freaking explode, guts flying everywhere of them.
Oh yeah.
And not censoring that. And at first, I'm sitting there watching. I didn't say anything to you because you didn't know. And I'm like sitting there like, did they just show the uncut version? Like, did they just do that swap just now on this episode? Because I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I saw some giblets.
Yeah, there was a lot of terraformer guts and eyes flying everywhere.
Anyways,
Other thing I watched, since again I'm not going to be here later, Yamishibai.
Hey, it's the anime.
musical stories.
the ghost stories, which I watched some of it on Halloween too. It was good. Like I like it kind of reminded me of Goosebumps. I don't know if you got that vibe, Justin.
No, because Goosebumps is really corny
Goosebumps
now.
is really corny, but like when you're a kid, you can't fucking tell like, corny from real. So like it reminded me
True.
of what it was like a nostalgic memory of Goosebumps. So uh like when the swamp monster episode, that's the of the show, because I also read the books,
Uh,
but like the show was the swamp monster came out and he looked like a fucking not a sarlacc, the other thing from Return of the Jedi, that Luke kills. It looked like one of those, but like little. Um, and yeah, that was weird. But I liked it. I enjoyed the show overall. It's definitely like not super my cup of tea. I'm not like a huge like horror guy. I know you are, Justin. Um, but I mean, I still had some favorites out of there.
Hmm.
Um, I liked because I remember the second season a little bit clearer than I remember the first one. And I might have missed some episodes in the first one. Maybe I should have been paying attention to how shitty Crunchyroll's fucking web player is, which I'll stand by that. It still barely works for me. I don't know
yeah,
why.
yeah, it has some problems here and there.
Um, I liked I liked Wall Woman. We talked about
That was a
this.
great episode from the
Uh,
second season.
um, because like I also liked kind of like the formatting of everything. It was very ambiguous. Didn't really tell you exactly what was happening, which is that's tried and true with a good ghost story. When you're telling a ghost story, as I've done many times before when I was younger, you have to like leave enough to the imagination because the unknown is always scarier than the known. So if you like just see everything that happens, uh, it's just like you actually take away from the fear. Um, that's one of the reasons I liked the locker too.
Oh
Was just
yeah.
like how kind of like you didn't you get it like after you think about it after the fact, like you understand what happened, like some weird
Hmm.
fucking fucked up curse or whatever, but like you don't know it as it's happening. That's what makes it better.
Yeah,
Um,
I sort of knew what was gonna like I didn't know the end of the one, but I'm like, okay, I know I sort of know what's going on here. I don't know what's gonna be the scary part. Is it gonna be like her wish gets messed up or something like that? Oh, no, it's not that. It's this other thing because it's a part of the story, and it's like, nope, we're not gonna say this until the very last second, and it's fucked up.
yeah, I also I thought the farewell confessional episode was funny. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny, but I thought it was pretty funny.
I
Uh,
enjoy. Yeah, it was sort of funny.
it,
Yeah.
it, it was funny because like there's a dead guy, go up and say like confess to him something like some secret, and he'll take it with him to heaven. So the first guy goes and it's like I fucked your wife, peace
Yeah.
out. And like the main character goes in and he's like I'm. Basically, it implies that he might have killed his dog, and he's like, "Are you fucking serious?" He comes back, he's like, "Is that true?" Which again, it's terrifying that that actually happened. But I just like the idea
Hmm.
that some guy went in and is like, "I got your wife pregnant, not you," and then he's like, "I lost your dog," and then he's like, "What are you doing? No!" Uh, I thought that was maybe I'm just like a sick, twisted person for thinking that's funny, but that's humorous to me. um, I liked the capsule toy machine too. Just looking through these season 2 stuff.
I was gonna say I thought that was a weaker one,
I
but
liked it
not
because
wise.
I like the idea of it of like
Hmm.
going up to this thing that's like kind of giving you back your memories, but you're like losing time doing it. Uh, it's fascinating. It's a fascinating idea, and it's kind of like a catch 22 that will destroy you. That I thought was pretty interesting. Um, and as for ones like I didn't like Bugged.
Yeah, that was nah, that was nah.
I think it's because it was like super negative.
Yeah.
Like the guy was like he wasn't somebody I felt bad for, so it's hard to like be sad at what happens at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was just it was very dark, which I didn't like the first one of season 2 with the puppet.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was. Yeah.
but I notoriously don't like ventriloquist dolls, so that wasn't like a super surprise for me. Um, this is the only ones I had like super distinct feelings about. I did remember the Talisman Woman, Justin. I like that one.
Yeah.
Is that the first one?
That's the
Yeah.
first one.
Okay, yeah.
But like,
I have to,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think I have to say this now while you're here because I don't know if you might agree with me, but like, there's two really fucked up ones, like really fucked up ones.
Shoot.
One being the last episode of the first season, Tormentor.
Yeah.
That is like, okay, what the hell? Like, what is going on? Like, that was, I think, the strongest episode.
hmm
Um, where all they're doing is observing this house from afar, and there's a freaking ghost, uh, like doing all this shit, and they're just watching. And by the end, gone, done, everybody's gone, and it's like,
hmm
what the hell?
Yeah.
But then the other one is the kitchen episode.
The kitchen's really
That
fucked up.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, this is cool. And I'm like, all right, what's going to happen? All right, the episode's name is Kitchen. So what can they do? Oh, she sees this ghost coming out. All right, I'm not going to tell her what's going on because she might think I'm crazy. Which, to
Yeah.
be honest, I would have been like that. I would have been like,
Me too.
I'm seeing stuff. This is not true. All of a sudden, nom nom, she runs the hell out, scared for her life, and all of a sudden the frickin' demon is growing huger over the horizon. And I'm just like, I would have shit myself, and I would have just killed myself right there.
Yeah, like that was like one where I thought the like ambiguity was used like pretty well. And like I think like the writing on this, like not like dialogue writing necessarily, but like of what happened was actually pretty masterfully done.
hmm
For the most part. Obviously I didn't like every episode, but yeah, like Kitchen's a good example of just you don't really know what's happening, and you never do, but like you let your imagination kind of run wild in what it gives you, and it's really interesting to like kind of see what they do with it. But like overall, I was gonna say like I liked it. I liked the art style. It made me feel like I was watching a puppet show, which I think was kind of like the implication with the intro scene.
Yeah, that is
Um,
one.
and like I know Greg has already said, well, he told us beforehand that like he wasn't a big fan of it, but yeah, I like that because it, in a way, it kind of like made me feel like a kid again, which was odd. But like I felt like I was like being characterized watching it, like it was kind of like patronizing me, but not in an offensive way.
You were one of the
Um,
kids that walked up to his puppet show and started
to this
watching.
fucking creepy mask guy's puppet show, like I would never do that shit. I'll tell you that much. But I liked it. I liked how it was formatted, and I liked the outro a lot. Both of
hmm
them. I like the second one more, but I like the outro a lot. But yeah, like I thought it was good. I thought it was a good pick for Halloween. It was a nice quick, like I like that how quick everything was. Just like I've watched this, I've consumed it. It is good. I'm done now. So I like that. I would be down to watch more like super short stuff. In future, just to put it out there for anyone. Obviously, Mr. Knapp's never gonna do that for me because he hates me. But that's a story for another day. But I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it. I'm not like a huge spooky scary guy. Like I said, I'm not like big on horror. But like this was pretty inoffensive.
hmm
A couple little jumpy scaries. But
Good
nothing,
jump scares.
nothing like that that's gonna keep me awake at night, which I appreciate. Because God knows, between PT and everything else I've been playing recently, I'm never gonna sleep again. So there you go. That is my thoughts. And also, I guess I'll say it here because again, I'm running low on time, and I won't be able to say it at the end of the show. Next month, I already picked it out. We're watching a Studio Ghibli double feature.
Bum, bum,
Ghibli,
bum.
if you prefer.
Giblets.
Giblets. Ghibli's, as some people know it. We were watching Kiki's Delivery Service, so Greg will shut the fuck up about it.
I have never pushed that on you ever. I just
You
said that
have
was-
so many times. You're like, I brought Every time you came over for like 2 months, it was like, I brought Kiki's Delivery Service. Just about. I know you might not want to watch it, but we could.
Okay,
and
yeah, that was a thing at one point.
that was the thing. And Princess Mononoke, because I've heard so many super amazing things about it. I was thinking about, like, I was looking at literally a list of all the Ghibli stuff, and I was thinking about being like, oh, well, I'll do one Miyazaki and one, like, not Miyazaki. It ended up being both Miyazaki, obviously, but, because it ends up he's done most of their films. But, like, you know, I wanted to do stuff that, like, would probably be pretty fun and stuff that would be that we more likely like. I didn't know Justin had watched like everything that has ever happened from Ghibli at the time
Almost all.
because I didn't want to ruin the surprise. But I've had this idea for a while.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. But
Me 3.
I've only ever watched Spirited Away. It's the only Ghibli film I've ever watched,
I'm
and I want to
sorry.
watch more.
You need to.
Technically, I've watched another Ghibli film in the form of Ni no Kuni.
True.
Which is also very, very good. And that's like as far as storytelling goes, that's like Ghibli 101. Because it's got a great message in it. So I'm excited. I have to leave in like 10 minutes, but I'll hang out for that 10 minutes.
Okay.
Somebody go next.
Justin, do you mind if I go?
Sure, go ahead.
Greg just wants to torture me with Gundam talk. He's got like
That-
7 of them.
Robots and more robots.
So I've been the simulcast for fall season started, and of course, when there's 2 Gundam shows that are being simulcast at the same time, it's like, what is going on with my life, and why are they doing this to me? So the first one that I watched was Gundam Build Fighters Try, and basically it's season 2 of Gundam Build Fighters, except it's like 7 years after the Gunpal tournament from last year, and so. It involves 3 new characters, and it's just more like epic Gundam fan service, basically. It's just full of like every Gundam there possibly could be in a show, and it's just beautiful. I'm just gonna kind of go over a little bit of it. Let me just give you the quick plot summary. How about that?
Sure.
Custom Robo, but Gundams.
Yeah, no. The story of Gundam Fighters Try is set 7 years after the end of the first series, where Iorise and Reiji won the 7th Gunpal World Tournament or World Championship. Now, Shio Academy Gunpal Battle Club has only one member, Hashino Fumina.
Fubuda?
Fumina. I don't know. I'm not really with that. Who is a 3rd grade student in a junior high. As the president of the club, she needs 2 more members to participate in the upcoming All Japan Gunpal Battle Championship. One day, she encountered a transfer student named Kamiki Cisekai. I can't say names, so I'm just going to keep going. Who have traveled around for Kenpo training with his master, then joining by a young Gunpal builder, Kaisoki Yuma. Their challenge to the Gunpal begins. So yeah, instead of having like Reiji and Yori be like a team, it's like a team of 3 people. Hishino, Kamiki, and Kasaki or Kuwasaka.
Other Japanese names. We got it.
Yeah, and so they basically form up the Gunpal club, and they are going to try to win the next Gunpal championship. There's a lot of interesting mystery here, though, because of last season, a lot of stuff happened, and since it's 7 years later, it's going to be really cool to see how they end up. Referring. They've already referred several times to the first season, so I'm curious on how they're going to do it for this season, or what they're going to do for the rest of the season, I should say, to connect what happened 7 years ago. So
When is there going to be like a Gundam versus Voltron?
never, because Voltron aged horribly.
You know what? I take offense to that remark.
It wasn't-
I've watched pretty much every episode of Voltron. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I take offense to that mark. You know what? I also like Astro Boy, so I guess just don't listen to me.
Astro Boy is still good though. Like it's not aged.
Hey, you know what?
That bad,
Fun fact: that Astro Boy movie that they made, like the CG one,
Oh yeah,
actually-
that one's garbage.
actually pretty good.
I was scared of it, so I didn't watch it.
I've watched it twice, not by choice. It was just kind of on. And I was like surprised at like, hey, like this is actually pretty true to Astro Boy.
I mean, yeah, there's not much source material for Astro Boy.
Well, I mean, guy's son dies. He makes robot that looks like his son.
Robot
And, like,
fights things.
Robot fights giant other robots.
That's pretty much Astro Boy's premise.
But like they did it well, is what I'm saying. Also, because I'm curious, the latest Yu-Gi-Oh is called Arc V, and I'm fascinated now.
Oh boy.
I don't even know what the new shit is in that.
God knows.
Purple cards. Oh wait, no, they're already purple cards.
Yeah. So I've also been watching another Gundam show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it, Greg.
Gino and Alex, can you say that because you said it really well?
Reconista? Reconquista.
Reconquista.
Gista.
Gundam G no Reconquista. So I'm going to read the plot summary of this one as well because it's kind of confusing and I don't want to throw people off. I will tell you, well, I will explain it here in a minute. Right now, actually. Some time has passed since the end of Universal Century. So Universal Century is like, the starting of Gundam all the way up till, I think, Gundam Unicorn was the last Universal Century thing, and I don't know if they're going to do another one.
Unicorn.
Yeah. A history marked by space colonization and space warfare, humanity, prosperity, which unleashed a new era known as the Regalia Century, or RC, was believed to endure along the global peace. For people that don't know, the Regalia Century is the century 1,000 years after, or is 1,000 year space between UC and something else. I'm assuming that it's going to be AC, which is After Colony, which is Gundam Wing, but I'm not sure if they're going to try to connect that or not.
So, like, the Gundam timeline is basically like the Fast and Furious timeline, is what you're saying. Like, we're all just trying to get to Tokyo Drift. Like, it's the journey to Tokyo Drift.
Wait, what?
And that's Gundam, whatever, the AC, After Colony.
After Colony is Gundam Wing.
Okay, so, like, what is, like, in the timeline, what is the latest Gundam? Like, how deep into the future, what Gundam is that?
Is
it the third Gundam movie? Because if it's Tokyo Drift, I'm going to be really pissed.
It's always Alex, it's always Tokyo Drift, which is
You're
the
right.
best one.
That's what a lot of people say, yeah.
It is.
Because they figured out how to drift. Like, I feel like that's essential to all the other ones, but they haven't figured it out yet.
No, but so Universal Century is its own timeline. AC, it's its own timeline, and the Regalia Century is this new timeline that exists after UC, which is a big deal because this is the first time that this show is made by the original creator of Gundam. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I apologize. Director is Hoshiku Tomono.
It's Miyazaki. It all comes full circle.
Yeah, and then the mechanical designer is Akira Yasuda. I think there's a few other more, but they're pretty famous guys out there that work on Gundam. And of course, when you have the original guy that worked on the original Gundams doing this show, his goal to make the show was to make it like a retro Gundam, like a throwback to kind of like Turner Gundam and the original UC stuff. But with like this modern flair. It's really weird.
All right.
But like the Gundam universe is so expansive, and there's spin-offs of everything. So like G Gundam is its own thing, but it still has a century. I forget what century that is. I know that like Gundam Seed is the cosmic era, and then you have Gundam 00, which is pretty much AD, but they call it something different, which is like modern time. But this is the first time in the Gundam universe where they've connected one century to another century. So it's a big
This
deal.
is a big Gundam deal.
Exactly.
I used the word Gundam in place of the word fucking in that sentence.
I am aware of that.
Which I recommend everyone to do, like, in casual conversation. Why don't you just go Gundam yourself, huh?
But yeah, so like this has implications, and there's some people theorizing on the net now, and I'm kind of hoping it's true that the Regaliad Century might connect UC to AC, which would be really interesting.
Change the fucking game. Excuse me, change the Gundam game.
Well, it's a big deal mostly because AC is also a point where like it's still like global conflict.
After Christ, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Alex. Anyways, I'm going to continue reading the plot summary.
Wait. Hopefully, like, there's like a point in Gundam history where there was like a Gundam Jesus. It's after Christ. All right. Well, unfortunately, that's all I got in me,
All right.
Greg. So, you keep on Gundam. Wait. We'll be recording again soon, so I'll talk more about Gundams later.
All right.
Everyone at home, this is a message directly to you. Go Gundam yourself, if you know what I mean.
Get out of here, Alex.
All right, I'm stopping recording. And enjoy the rest of the show. Eddie!
Don't leave me with him.
I love you guys. He'll tell me about Gundams instead of Transformers.
Transformers are better. I need help.
He's gone, Alex. There, Justin.
All right.
All right, continuing on. So this is the year RC 1014. The Capitol Tower is an orbital elevator that rose above the Earth's surface and linked Earth and space. As a conduit to the phantom battery energy source to the surface, it's regarded as sacred. Bure Zenamo is in the middle of training at the Capitol Guard established to protect the Capitol Tower, where the tower is attacked by a G Surfu, a highly maneuverable mobile suit with technology that is not from any known country. Baru, I don't. Berui. Can you say that? No.
No. Let's go with Baru.
Yeah, Baru. Who joins the battle? The maintenance mobile suit Rakuten successfully captures the G Surfu. However, Baru feels that something from the space pirate girl named Aida Rehunten. Again, guys, I'm sorry. I suck at names so badly. Who pointed to the G Surfu. It is the same feeling that he has, which should only be operated under specific conditions, and somehow started up with. So yeah, like basically in the first episode, not to like spoil too much, but like apparently, like it all starts off with like a Gundam falling to Earth, and then somebody capturing that Gundam. Then, like, space pirates using the Gundam to try to capture one of these orbital elevators. But she ends up the space pirate ends up failing, and Bureau ends up, like, opening up the hatch somehow, even though he should not be able to at all. And this starts, how Gundams usually start. Something insane happens. So, like, it's a really interesting show. Like, the art style is good and the music's good. The story is confusing, though. It puts itself in a very odd place in the Gundam universe, and it feels like, I don't know, it just feels really weird.
Feels like it shouldn't fit between the two centuries.
I don't know if it really should fit. Like the Gundams are the Gundam in this one is fatter. It's really weird to say because Gundams are usually slender. Like they're you have your wing and you have like all the other Gundams that they're more like a slender, lengthier build. This one's like kind of like pudgy in a way. It's weird, but it's got like a cross between the cockpit of a like G Gundam where like the back can pop out and you can use it as a ship, and like a normal Gundam. So it's really weird how it's fitting right now, and the storyline to me is like it's it's something that I don't know if I want to keep watching or stop watching, but it's got my attention, and that's the thing.
Mm.
Um, and like, do you have any questions about it?
No, sounds like more Gundam, but fatter.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd recommend it. That's the thing. Maybe next episode, once I watch a little bit more, I'll write down some things about it and see if I can piece it together better for you guys. I apologize that I probably butchered that for anybody that's listening.
And plus, you might actually know what's going on more as the anime goes on, because they might be leaving stuff out intentionally and
Yeah,
trying to get you used to the universe slowly.
that's what I think as well. Yeah, yeah. Other than that, there's a show that Justin recommended to me that he basically said if I don't watch it, he'll hate me forever.
It's Greg the Anime.
It's pretty much, yeah, I have to agree with Justin. Oh my god, you're gonna laugh so hard at this. Did you ever read what this show is about?
I did, but I forget by now because I only read it because I knew you were gonna like it.
Oh my god. This show is so amazing.
I'm
It's
glad.
ridiculous. Okay, so the plot summary for this is Mitsuka Shoji is a first-year high school student who greatly loves Twin Tails, the Twin Tail high star. Excuse me. One day, a beautiful girl, Thurla, who comes from another world, suddenly appears in front of him and gives him a power to transform him into a twin-tailed warrior named Tail Red. Now Suji, with the help of his childhood friend Subi, Subi Akia,